Sahana bhavatu, sahano bhunaktu, saha viryankaravavahe, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dayakaram Dayakaram Dantam Dharma Pravartakam Pranamami Dayanandam Madacharya Param. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Ajñānatimirandasya jñānāञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री Gurave Namaha. So we were seeing the 34th verse of chapter 4, which is a very important verse in the whole of the Gita because it explains how knowledge is gained. Krishna says in the verse, tadviddhi praṇipātēna paripraśnēna sēvayā upadēkṣyanti te jñānaṁ jñāninastattvadarśinaḥ. He talks about the uniqueness of this jnana pursuit, the self-knowledge pursuit. All other yajnas, all other practices we saw, they can be pursued by individuals individually, but it is not so with this pursuit of knowledge. So Bhagavan says here, to know that, to know this truth, to understand this knowledge, one has to approach a teacher. So a teacher is required because you have to first find the proper teacher. You have to find a proper teacher, then you yourself must be proper. That's how the knowledge works. So both have to be proper. And this knowledge, praṇipātēna, how is it gained? So there are 3 sadhanas or 3 means, he says, to gain this knowledge. So the first one is praṇipāta, which means prostrating to a teacher. But praṇipāta literally means falling down properly. So falling down properly is not just physical falling. Falling down is this namaskara, the attitude which shows the respect for the teaching and respect for the medium that actually gives the teaching. So it is a very symbolic falling down. It is the quality of mind, state of being humble. So you're acknowledging with that falling down of the mind, I may not know everything in life. There are many things I don't know as well. But when it comes to spiritual knowledge, maybe this person knows much more. So where I have ignorance, I see that somebody else has more knowledge in that area. Then it is humility for the sake of my learning, because it is all for one's own sake ultimately. When I suspend the egoic sense of individuality and I say, with my attitude, I really want this knowledge, I want to know, the intellect of the teacher should become the intellect of the student. That is how knowledge has been transferred for thousands of years. It is a joining of intellect. Because this subject matter of Vedanta is not like any other subject matter. It is unique. So it is not available, unique in the sense it's not available for the means of knowledge that we generally use for any other type of knowledge. So what are the means of knowledge? Very well known to us. My 5 senses, jnanendriya, the organs of knowledge, are what bring me knowledge from the external world. But here, I'm not talking about knowledge of the external world. Here we're talking about knowledge of the internal world. Who am I? What am I? Am I this physical body, mind, senses? Am I born? Do I just last for a length of time and then die off? Is that who I really am? So this self-knowledge is something very different. The thing to be known here is the knower himself. So that's where the issue comes, because it is like the eyes trying to see themselves with the eyes. Is it possible? You can't see your eyes without, without a reflecting medium. So that's where the Shastra, the text, become a reflecting medium for you to see the self. It is ignorance that stands between me and the reality of myself. So I know what is opposed to ignorance. Shirasasana, standing on my head for 3 hours, is not opposed to ignorance. I can do pranayama for 2 hours. That is not going to remove my ignorance. I can do many, many practices all throughout my life, but they're not going to remove ignorance. So this is where this knowledge, it's very important to understand that the knowledge becomes very unique, and the means of knowledge also have to be unique, because it's not available for my sense perception. And all that we know is available only for sense perception. So that is where the texts say there is a sixth means of knowledge. And that sixth means of knowledge, that sixth pramana, is called Vedānta, Shabda Pramana. They can access the imperceptible truths. The Shabda, the words of Veda and Vedanta talk about the law of karma. We cannot, science cannot understand karma. Science cannot examine dharma. It is an unseen order of the universe. But just because it's unseen doesn't mean it doesn't exist. This is the idea behind the sixth means of knowledge. Vedanta reveals also the one truth of the universe. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. There is only one reality, and that is pure, limitless consciousness. Everything else is just a superimposition on that one truth. So here I need to understand this one truth, and I'm not separate from the truth. Because if there's only one, am I separate from that one? Then there has to be two, right? Again, I'm in duality. So that one has to swallow me as an individual also. So how am I going to discover? That's where tadviddhi. You need a mirror to reflect your true reality. That mirror is held by the teacher. The teacher knows the exact angle to hold the mirror, the exact way to hold the mirror, to reflect your truth to yourself. So the words of Vedanta require correct handling. You cannot self-study, does not work in this field. Although many people may think, I can take up Upanishad. Yeah, we can all buy Upanishad at the bookstore, some spiritual esoteric bookstore. We can buy Bhagavad Gita. We can look through umpteen translations. What do we really understand from the translations? In fact, you see, small books this thick of Gita, and we have, you see how much unfoldment it takes to say one verse, right? So you read like 3-4 lines. What clarity will you get? You may understand a little something, but it is not the full unfoldment. So the systematic, regular study with a traditional teacher is what gives the knowledge. That traditional teacher is very important as well, because a traditional teacher reveals the words as they have been revealed to him or her previously by his or her guru, and that guru has got the words from his or her guru, and that is called lineage. So it's handing over, like, the eternal flow of the Ganga. It is the flow of wisdom flowing down for thousands of years in a very same vision. So the medium of communications differ, but the vision is one, and that is why tradition becomes important. So all of this in this verse is included because the pramana buddhi, the trust in the words of Vedanta as unfolded by the teacher becomes a very important qualification for a student. So that Krishna will say in the consequent verses, but this is one of the qualification sadhanas, he says in this verse. And then he says, sēvayā. Sēvayā means by doing service. What is service to the Guru? Does the Guru really need service? No, if a Guru really needs service, then you don't need to do the service to that Guru. It is for your own sake, one has to realize that seva is given. So in a traditional Gurukula, when, traditional school of learning this knowledge, all the students used to pitch in, and in all areas, the kitchen, cleaning, doing all that in the Gurukula, it was run by volunteers, seva only, sevaks. So this is part of the traditional teaching as well. When you come and ask for the knowledge, the Guru may not immediately give you the knowledge. They will test you. How committed is this person? What is the attitude of this person? The Guru, any master, maybe not just in Vedanta tradition, but we have in many, even the martial arts tradition, we have seen in all cultures, the master will always put the disciple to some kind of service, right? And it is for this disciple's sake. So the disciple learns the qualities of humility, the qualities of adjustment, and also gets the ability to purify his or her mind as well. So seva is a very important aspect of the whole teaching. And initially, the seva is given. The students also learn to contribute back in some way to what they are getting, because traditionally there was, no money asked for, nothing in the Gurukula. Everything was free. When I was studying in the Gurukulam in Anekatti, when Swami Dayananda was alive, all our needs were totally taken care. Food was taken care for free. The accommodation was given for free. The teaching was given for free. Even the books were given for free. And on top of that, Swamiji used to give us pocket money monthly, because none of us were earning for 3.5 years. We had no job. We were jobless, homeless, everything. But the Guru took care of us. And for that, what can we ever return? We cannot. In fact, Swamiji never asked for anything in return. All he asked was, you share this knowledge with others. That is the way of paying back the Guru. It's such a beautiful system. But the students themselves want to contribute and serve the parampara, serve the teacher that they're studying under. But that service reaches the lineage of teachers. So you're not just serving one entity, you're serving the whole knowledge actually. So the seva becomes a very important thing, an important means to gain this knowledge. The third means, he says here, is paripraśnēna. This is also very interesting. Asking the proper questions at the proper time, at the proper place. So this is important as well. Not just asking, what did you have for breakfast today? Like asking your teacher. Things like, did you watch that TV show last night? Oh, there's a wonderful store just opened locally. Shall we go shopping? These type of questions are not what you ask a Vedanta teacher. So the teacher is there for understanding the teaching. Paripraśnēna means the correct question. The correct question at the correct time, correct place. When the teacher is very, very busy with something, suddenly, you're interested in your Atma. So you immediately, what is Atma? Can you tell me about this? Can you tell me? But the teacher is working on something else. That is not the correct time. So we have to have, this discernment. What is the correct time? What is the way of asking? But one thing is very revelational here with this paripraśnēna, that it is a dialogue between teacher and student. You need an access physically to a student. These lectures, one-off lectures, don't work. You can go to umpteen YouTube videos and watch yourself. But in the tradition, even in the Upanishads, you see there is a dialogue taking place. You need to have an access to a physical teacher so you can clear your doubts. Doubt clearing is very much part of the process of learning. So here, paripraśnēna means that you get to digest what has been heard. You get to ruminate over what has been studied, and you get to express yourself to the teacher, your understanding, so you know. So this is the method given in this tadviddhi praṇipātēna paripraśnēna sēvayā upadēkṣyanti te jñānaṁ jñāninastattvadarśinaḥ. So if you have these three sadhanas, what happens? The tattvadarśinaḥ, those people with the vision, those people with clear knowledge of Vedanta, they will teach you. They will accept you as a disciple. So this is a very beautiful thing. You develop the qualifications and you approach a teacher, and even while you're studying, you can develop qualifications as well. Nobody comes to Vedanta totally prepared. Very rarely, 1 in a million. The whole preparation process is along with the teaching. You get to know how to practice, managing your mind, managing your senses. All of this you get along with the teaching. So tattvadarśinaḥ means those people know exactly what they are teaching. They have the vision of what they're communicating. And because it is a vision transfer, it is not just, transferring words. What is being transferred here in the talking, in the teaching? What is being transferred? It is the vision. So what the teacher sees, the disciple should see, or the students should see. So, and that is the truth of themselves as well. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaः, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.